Dear family, it's your cousin P from the B. If y'all know nothing about Miss Chalet, man, I used to knock this going to Castlemont when they kicked me out of all Berkeley schools, man. At my little... You got to be able to rock that. This that old school Miss Chalet on you, man. You should be able to, you know what I'm saying, cut the rug. Dear family, it's your cousin P from the B, man. We're going to get into this great podcast tonight, man. Great podcast. There's a big difference between caring for a man and handling a man. There's a big difference between caring for a man and knowing how to handle a man. Two different responsibilities. I always say in relationships, when they fail, it's either too much of something or not enough of something. But we're gonna get into these actual facts. Alright. There's something more. Y'all know about this, man. You gotta hook down. Well, I used to bump this, man. Going to Castlemont. I had a Broham Red 415 zap on the lap. Knock it. Bang. That's old school, man. Y'all know about that. How y'all feeling out there, dear family? We gonna get some people in the room tonight. We gonna get some people in the room tonight, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna get some people in the room tonight, dear family. The change is going through. No, I'll never be the same. Just that. Just that fresh Miss Chalet old school, man. If y'all don't know nothing about this, man, you don't know nothing about music. Dear family, it's your cousin Pete, man. We're going to get into this podcast tonight. The difference, they're taking care of a man and handling a man is two different responsibilities. We're going to get into this podcast. Y'all stay tuned, man. Something in my heart. You better down with it. Man, check this out. Y'all get ready and share this podcast. We finna get in here and handle our business, man. I'll be coming on this mic. Busting the mic. After party. Shake some. Pop some. Drop some. Yeah, we at the after party. Twist some. Knock some. Drink some. Yeah, we at the after party. Shake some. Pop some. Drop some. Yeah, we at the after party. Twist some. Knock some. Drink some. We're going to start off with this podcast shortly, man. We're going to give it about 3 more minutes. Share right now on your page. Please share on your page. It's going to get real. It's going to get very. I'm going to have great information for you, sister. I'm going to teach you something that you haven't even thought about. There's a difference between taking care of a man and handling a man. Two different responsibilities. And you know why the man steps out? I'm going to give you advice. And whatever I have to say when it pertains to a man, a woman, it also pertains to a man. Judge told the jury he gon' sentence me to death. Just because a nigga fine represent the West. Southside, Bingtown, feel it on the west. Don't make it complicated, baby, all due respect. It's an after party, sweating, clubbing chest to chest. I'm feeling great, I'm feeling blessed, feeling like success. Let me slide to it. Cousin P know what he doing. I'm at the palace at the office, man. I represent So Black and So Beautiful, man. Shakes up, pops up. Dear family, dear family, dear family. It's finna get fiery in here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How y'all feeling out there? It's your cousin P. Let's go on and get people in this room. I know I'm looking rough, man, that's because I'm working hard for my money. How y'all feeling out there? I definitely pray all is well. In such a pivotal moment, pivotal hour, and the times in which we're living. We not going to start this podcast till we get at least Dear family, this podcast is going to be I'm just pulling everybody in the room at this time. Please share this as we about to get started. Dear family, it's your cousin P. I pray all is well out there in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of Day of Judgment. Dear alone do we serve, and dear alone do we seek help. Oh, Allah got us on the right path, the path upon those who have bestowed favors, not upon those whose wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray. Oh, Allah, I thank you for Jesus and the gospel. Yes, I do. I thank you for Moses and the Torah. And I thank you for Muhammad, for the Holy Quran. And I also want to extend my love and my energy to the messenger that was to come, that will be raised from among us, yet to guide us all on the right path. None other than the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the reminder in our midst, Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm here to greet you all in the divine greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum, dear family, which means peace be unto you. Did you know that Jesus only spoke Arabic and Hebrew? His language was, remember, America was not a language because America wasn't thought of when Jesus was soldiering in West Africa, which is what you call Cairo, what you call Jerusalem. That's the Middle East. And the Middle East ain't nothing but East Africa, West Africa, South Africa. You know what I'm saying? So when you get your wisdom and your knowledge and your understanding, you will know that Jesus is our brother. We're not going to start this podcast till we get people in the room. Let me see. I'm going to bring people in the room as we speak, dear family. There we go. We're going to start this podcast titled Understanding the Difference Between Handling a Man and Caring for a Man. It is two different responsibilities. It is two different responsibilities that you definitely have to be aware of in order to sustain your relationship. And what I say what I say about, hold on one second, I'm trying to do too many things at one time. We're not going to be too long on this podcast, but I'm going to definitely give you some pointers on understanding how to care for a man as well as handle a man. And whatever I say to the woman, I'm also talking to the man. Let's make that very clear. We're going to wait till we get a few more people in the room and we're going to start. I just ate a good dinner, man. I had some bean soup and a salad. What the salad was kale. It was, man, I'm tired, boy. I'm tired, but I got to do this podcast. Let's get some more people in this room, dear family. We got to get it in. What I have to say, I'm going to say very brief. I'm not going to be too long, but it's going to be, you could be able to identify which, where your weakness is, that you may perfect it and get stronger. You may be able to identify what adjustments you may need to make. And I'm talking from a man's perspective, and I'm definitely qualified to speak on what I'm talking about now. This podcast is titled Taking Care of a Man and Handling a Man is two different responsibilities that the woman has to understand in order to sustain your relationship, in order to cultivate your relationship, in order to bring peace and harmony to the relationship. But ultimately, to keep your man's attention is very important on what I'm about to give you. Don't get caught up in personality fights with yourself. Mood swings and irrational behaviors and outbursts. Don't get caught up in none of that. You want to really listen to what I have to say in order to sustain your relationship. I want to say this to you, sus. Every human being is born with a purpose on our planet. You, me, everything has a purpose, is born with a purpose on our planet. Purpose only represents function. Everything has a function to it, and its function is to bring something to this world that is beneficial to the world and the people. First and foremost, understand who you are. I just needed to say that. The word caring for a man, the word caring is another word, is an action word of love, an action word for contribute, an action word for respect. Love in a relationship, a woman provides her cooking, showing love. A woman provides her cleaning the house, showing love. A woman provides the necessities that a man need in showing the man that she is for him and she's about him, but ultimately she's in his best interest. So she cooks, she cleans, she washes clothes, she gives him the sex. She do all the things that show that she cares about this man. Another word for caring, well, an attribute of caring represents physical. Everything I just suggested to you was the physical part of life. Damn, I needed that phone call. The physical part to show the individual that you are in their best interest. Where my other phone at? That's a business call, but I don't want to get off this subject. The caring part is part of the writing. It's not all of the writing. Some women throw in a man's face, I did this for you, I did that for you. I told you on my last podcast, the first investment that a man has in a woman is observation. And the first investment of a woman in a relationship is the idea of infatuated with the, infatuated with the idea of this man and emotional state of mind. Hold on, let me see. Sorry about that. I don't know. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to send that to you. So the physical part, Karen has everything to do with the physical attributes that you do. And that's part of the writing in a relationship. And that feels good. It feels good for a woman to, iron your clothes, wash your clothes, cook your food, keep the house clean, take care of the kids, the physical part of life, the physical, because love is an action word. So everything is done that, as they say, talk is talk and walk is walk. You walk in the walk. But there's another part that represents balance in a relationship that I think that the woman doesn't understand. You have to be able to not only cultivate your relationship with those attributes of caring and being, which represents the physical part of you, but there also has to be a mental part of you that is able to grab the man's attention. When you deal with handling a man, handle is another word for cultivate. You dealing with the mental when you handle something. Anytime there's a outburst or argument, somebody jumps in and say, let me handle this. Because they have to handle the two minds that are dissatisfied, but it's dealing with something mental. It's the mental that I think that the woman needs to grow into understanding how to handle a man. Because you could give a man everything, but if you don't grab him mentally, you have just wasted a lot of time in the relationship that you're in. You could take it or let it alone. You have to be able to handle the mentality of the man to identify his mood swings, his lack thereof. And when you cultivate the mental, and if you're able to keep the mental at peace, your man loves you wholeheartedly. Because the mental and the caring only represents balance. Some of you are very argumentative. Don't you know that bitching and cheating, bitching is worse than cheating? I'm going to say that again, dear family. When you always bitching and complaining and not having the ability to have a conversation, an adult conversation, the man is identifying things about you that he dislikes. And so whether you want to believe it or not, the dislikes ruin love. I'm going to say that again. The dislikes ruin the love that the man may have for you. So you have to be able to you have to be able to handle the man's mental. You have to be able to bring him peace, bring him understanding. When you come with all that rah, 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 this and rah, rah, that, the man disassociate himself with you physically and mentally. And this is why we run off and go find peace elsewhere. I know it sounds so biased, but you got to understand what type of man you dealing with in this society. You're not dealing with an upright man. We've been robbed and raped of a knowledge of self. We're savage and living a beast life. So 85% of the people are getting these brothers that's very dysfunctional, that have to grow into what God intended for them to be. And some of the times your expectations of this man is so greater than what you actually see with your eyes. You see that he ain't nothing. You see that the man ain't producing, the man ain't providing, the man ain't protecting. You see the fundamentals of life, the fundamentals of relationships, but the expectation is there. And your expectation super succeeds with your actual eyeballs vision. He playing video games all damn day. The man don't brush his teeth. The man don't clean. The man driving your car. The man living in your house. Dysfunctional behavior. But your expectations of him are so great that you allow the reality to be fogged. And then you get yourself in these situations and wonder why it ain't working out. A choice you made, you chose to allow the emotion to take over the logic. You see what I'm saying? That's something else you have to worry about in relationships in order to sustain them. But sisters, caring for a man is the great thing to do. It's a beautiful thing to do, but you also have to be able to know how, you have to also be able to handle the mentality of a man, the mental of the man. And that's more powerful and more than actual the physical. Because dissatisfaction brings about a change. And if you're bitching and you complaining and you're arguing, you actually affecting the mentality. In all fights, man always detach themselves to a degree from you until you clean it back up. And majority of the time, man has already did his observation and know how you operate. So you have destroyed the attachment, and he finds other things of interest. You just have to be mindful. You may not like what I'm saying, but I'm giving it to you from a man's perspective, like your brother, like your father, like your friend. You have to understand that you have to be able to cultivate the mentality instead of being argumentative. You have to be able to cultivate this mentality, meaning handle him mentally. Because if you can't handle the man mentally, you're going to lose the man physically. And he's going to go dip off into another woman that is slow to anger, that got her life together in certain aspects, because they always look for the opposite attracts. So a man is always going for something that he doesn't have. And majority of the time, the man is mentally gone from the streets the way he was raised. His father wasn't there. The mother was on crack. The streets raised him. And all what he have, he's bringing to that relationship. And all what you have, you're bringing to that relationship. So you have to be able to survive in such a tight space. And this is why it's called relationships. In that word relationships, you have the word relate. You have to be able to relate to one another. That's the mental part I'm talking about. This is why in Islam it's taught to court the individual for a protracted period of time. That could be a year, 2 years, 3 years before you commit to it. Because once you commit to it, you know, without courting it, you start to identify different traits that you didn't see, and then you have gotten yourself in a situation that you never wish you would have got into. So, dear family, sisters, understand caring for a man is about the physical part. You sexing, cooking, cleaning, rubbing backs. That's the caring for a man. But you also have to apply that same energy in dealing with the mentality of a man, handling a man. You got to handle the mentality properly. And whatever I'm saying to you, sister, I'm saying to the brother, and I'm saying to myself, we have to be able to handle the mental properly. All right? Just a few words and thoughts. If you have any questions, you could come on right now. If not, I'm finna get up out of here. I got to go handle some business. You know what I'm saying? It's so black and so beautiful on mines, man. I'm representing till the wheels fall off. And once the wheels fall off, I'm still going to represent it. You heard me? If you have any questions, just type it in right quick. I'll answer the questions. If you need a little bit more in depth on what I'm talking about, hurry up and write it in. I'll give you 2 minutes. You know, shout out to a few people, man, that's been, you know, working hard, man. As you see, her name is Keys Up. Who is, man, shout out to Keys Up, man. You know what I'm saying? She went to trucking school, and now she got her license, and she finna hit that road and handle her business, man. You know what I'm saying? Determination, will, and faith is real. Faith is dead without works, though. And she believed in herself. She had, you know what I'm saying? When you say I believe in God, you actually saying I believe in self. Because the word God means force and power. And if faith is dead without works, you can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't put forth the effort, the work to produce that which you want, it don't materialize. This is why the things that you think in your head are just thoughts. Dreams are just dreams. Praying is just praying. God said, I gave you everything that I had to produce like me. I gave you eyes to see, nose to smell, mouth to talk, legs to walk, hands to work. Understand when God said, let there be, the B represents a thought, the material that you need. You grab it all together and you produce that which you want. Let it be, and there was. The B is so significant if you understood. Even if you said the bee produces honey. But if you've seen the colony of a bee working, and the faith that they have in one another, and the thought process, and everybody on one accord, oh man, let there be, and there was light. Shout out to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to handle my business. I see y'all tomorrow night. I'm going to come even more stronger, more in depth. Y'all bite on this a little bit. Understand the difference between caring for a man and knowing how to handle a man mentally. Because if you don't handle that man mental, you will lose everything. I'm just telling you how it is. Take it or let it alone. It's your cousin P. Go get that Fall of America album. Subscribe to my YouTube. I got brand new clothing coming out. So Black and So Beautiful, brand new clothing. If you haven't got any clothing from So Black and So Beautiful, go to SoBlackandSoBeautiful.com. Patronize your brother. I'm coming with the biggest backpack giveaway, drawstring giveaway to the people in my community and all around. Come support your cousin Pete, man. If not, God is going to bless me to give to you, to put it in you, to show you and be the example for you. So down your journey, you're going to know the importance of supporting one another. Because man sharpen man like steel sharpen steel, dear family. And the only way we're going to get over that hill is if we work collectively. I want to warn you, and I'm gone. I titled my album Fall of America for a reason. I know some of y'all is saying, I'm finna get my life together, do this. That's a beautiful thing. We all getting our life together. We all producing. But in this process, I want you to be proactive and get prepared, because there's some things that's coming to America like we never seen before. Make sure famine is coming, war is coming. This is just the beginning of sorrows, and this is the famine. There's nothing that's going to get better. So prepare yourself at all costs, dear family. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got, Minister Farrakhan told us to start, he's told us this 2 years ago, storing lots of food. You know, I got a lot of Old Navy bean soup, because the Old Navy bean has all the zinc, all the minerals, all the vitamins just in that one bean, which is the white Navy bean. I bought 100 pounds of that. Every time I go, I'm buying extra and extra. If the lights go out, I bought a generator. I got everything in place. I got tons of water. You know, I'm growing my food again. You have to be prepared for what's to come. Get you a man that's not only that's spiritually, and not only in the physical and understand the streets, but he's spiritually inclined as well to know the times in which we're living. War will start with Russia and America very shortly. And once that war starts, there's no turning back. Be prepared, dear family. You got it from Cousin Pete first on So Black and So Beautiful Radio. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.